I'm going to show you how to use exam.net and use GeoGebra within exam.net to create spreadsheets and graphs, linear regression, as well as box plots or stacked box plots. So here is your formative. There is a scenario where Eva volunteers at an organic farm. She has some beans she wants to plant, and she's got two types of soil, soil A and B, and she plants them in the soil, and she monitors the growth for 7 days. Okay, so the days are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 days, and the height of each plant is, so sample A would, sample 1A is basically plant 1 in soil A, and sample 2A is plant 2 in soil A, and so on and so forth. Now, if we want to analyze this data for our statistics report, okay, one of the things we want to do is probably find the mean for any given plant, for any given soil, okay, or for a given day. Say, for instance, day 0, we have 5 different plants, and we want to find the mean of these 5 plants, okay, or the height of these 5 plants. So I'm going to copy these data points, and then I'm going to press Command C, and then go here to the left pane where it says GeoGebra. And if you don't see it, it's probably because the screen is minimized, so you can expand that out and go to GeoGebra, and GeoGebra will launch. Now here you have your algebra or your input pane or frame, and here you have your graphics frame. We need a spreadsheet, so you can either click on that to get your spreadsheet, or you can click on this icon and the 3 dots, and it says spreadsheet, and you can go into spreadsheet. Okay, you can have 2 graphics windows. Say, for instance, if you wanted to do one graphics window with scatter plot and another with stacked box plots, that's also possible. But we're just going to today we're just going to work with one graphics window. So now I've already copied the data from for day 0, and I'm going to enter it here. We don't need all this in this frame, big frame, so I'm just going to minimize the frame size. Just click and drag. Okay, I'm going to leave one column here for heading, and another one here for the heading, and I'm just going to paste here. And just for me, for my own reference, I know that this is day. Day goes this way. Okay, because we copied everything in a row, right? There are 5 plants. So this was day 0. What we copied was day 0. If you want, you can go back to the exam. Again, we're going to the side pane here and going back to exam, and we're saying, okay, that's day 0. Those were 5 plants. And when we copied into GeoGebra, we copied it vertically. So that it just copied vertically. I didn't intentionally copy it vertically, right? So go back. I'm going to enter all the data together at one go, so that it's easier then to do the analysis instead of going back and forth. So Command C again. So here we go. We have the 6 data points, 6 days, 5 samples, all pasted over here. I want to calculate the mean, so I'm just going to say mean, and don't select the 0 because that's the day, and click on this uppercase sigma notation there, the sigma sign. Click on that, and you don't want the sum, you want the mean, so you click on that and you get the mean. Now you can drag this corner and it will give you the mean of all the points. Okay, so there you go. So now you have the mean. Now if you just wanted to look at the data, say for instance you just wanted to draw a scatter plot of just this, okay, one thing you can do is, I'm just going to say Command C, and I'm just going to put Command V, because I want to have it, sorry, that didn't work out, because what's happening is I'm not able to paste the value. It's pasting the whole formula, right? So let's see if there is a way to just only copy Command C, and normally there's a paste special, but we're not able to do this paste special, so so I'm going to manually enter the values. 0.806, 1.21, 1.63, 2.028, 2. You can round it off to 2 decimals if you want to, but I just started writing it in 3 decimals. So on your test, be mindful of your time and round it to 2 decimal places. Okay, 2.81. Oops, sorry, I'm just going to click the undo button here. That's very useful, right? The undo button. Okay, so 2.814. Yeah, on the test, be a little mindful of the time. Don't be accurate to as many decimal places as the spreadsheet shows you. Just go to 2 decimal places, and that's good enough. Okay, 3.202. Okay, time is of essence. Okay, and this is day 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now I have the data for one set of data. So if I wanted to do a scatter plot, okay, I can select everything there and then go to this icon over here and do 2 variable regression analysis. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So here I have my scatter plot. It looks more or less linear. Okay, so I'm going to click anywhere on this screen, okay, and select my regression model. So that's, I'm going to pick, I can pick any kind of regression I want. Like, so for instance, I could pick a power regression. I don't have a very good, well, I have to define variables. I could pick a polynomial, but since we've done linear regressions in grade 9, I'm going to pick a linear regression model. And here I have the equation 0.399, okay, plus 0.816. Now, if I wanted to copy this into my exam, the only way I can do that, okay, there's one thing you can do is if you save the correct construction as part of your answer, this GeoGebra file will come up as an attachment along with the exam answer you submit over here. Okay, so what I suggest is, if you're running short on time and you don't have time to enter everything into GeoGebra, make sure that you save your GeoGebra file so that I can see how far you have gone. Okay, now I wouldn't suggest doing this right at the start, because clearly I want to make sure that I have 2 graphs on the same grid. Okay, I have just one graph. I want 2 graphs on the same grid. So for now, if let's say for whatever reason you're working very slowly and you don't have time to do 2 graphs, or you had time to do only a scatter plot but you didn't have time to do a stack box plot, then yeah, just save the file. Okay, so I'm going back to GeoGebra now. Now I have this regression equation, so I'm going to also take a pencil, a scrap paper, write down my regression equation, which is 0.y is equal to, that is the height, 0.3991 x, which is the number of days, plus 0.8168. Again, on an exam or an assessment, please do not be accurate to so many decimal places. I'm going to just say, you can write this down and then later on you can fill in the details. You can say soil A, mean height versus days, and then you can have your equation, click on the equation mode here, and then say y. Since it's just a linear equation, you can just write y is equal to 0. Or you can say height. Height is 0.3991 times the number of days plus 0.8168. Okay, and then you can say yeah, and there you go. Okay, where h is the mean height for 5 plants, and D is the number of days. Okay, right. So you have something over here. Now, if you wanted to put the graph over here, okay, which you most likely want to do right away, right? So there is this screen capture tool. If you did that, you're not going to get the graph, okay? What you get here is something like that, okay? And that's not what we want, okay? So I'm going to come back and click somewhere outside this view. I'm going to delete that, okay? I'm just going to delete that thing. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to click on this GeoGebra because this window has become very cluttered, okay? So if you click, you see this minus button. So you can remove the GeoGebra view, or you can add the GeoGebra view, or you can click on GeoGebra and only have the GeoGebra view, okay? So this is like a toggle button. So you can go there, you can remove that, or you can click on GeoGebra and only have the GeoGebra view. So I'm going to click minimize. All of this is kind of minimized. I'm going to click and drag that. Okay, I'm going to click and drag my spreadsheet as well. Okay, and this is the graphics view where this graph is going to show up over here. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this as well so I can copy this. To copy this graph into the spreadsheet view, from the spreadsheet view into the graphics view. So this is the graphics view. That's the graph that's going to get saved or can be put into your report. I'm going to click on this button here which says copy to graphics view. Okay, so when I copy to graphics view, the same graph has appeared over here, okay? And all the input of this graph is on this window here. I'm going to minimize this because now this job is done. We don't need this so much. I'm going to come back over here and then keep this as well out of the way. I have this graph over here, and for whatever reason, if you don't see this menu, let's say this is all the menu you can see, okay? Now the menu changes. Like if I'm over here on the spreadsheet, I get the spreadsheet menu. If I come to the graphics view and click anywhere on this graphics view, I'm clicking here, I can see a totally different menu, okay? So again, let me show that. Here, I get a different menu because I'm on the spreadsheet frame. If I come here, I'm back to the graphics frame and I see a totally different menu. Okay, now there are several things you can do with all these, but we're not going to focus on what the point tool does, what the line tool does, and the shape tool does, and everything. Okay, we are going to normally be in escape. Okay, if this is the escape, when you press escape, you'll be here. Accidentally, if you're here and then you press escape, see, you accidentally if you're anywhere else, it'll introduce objects that you don't want. Okay, so I'm just going to press delete. Okay, I don't want that point over there. So press escape, and or maybe in GeoGebra it works, but now it didn't. So I'm just going to leave it over here. Okay, right now I want to see the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so I'm going to click on that and say move graphics view. If I click and drag, I can click and drag anywhere and I can see both the x and the y-axis. Okay, I can see the x and the y-axis, but I cannot see all the points if I move it out of sight. So I'm going to keep this there. Again, I'm going to be on this this tool here, and when I come to the y-axis, I can actually squish the y-axis a little. Okay, I can also squish the x-axis a little. Okay, if I wanted to, or if I wanted, I can stretch the x-axis. Okay, so now I have one set of data here. Okay, and now I can use the this screenshot tool, and in a few seconds this will appear here. And if you look at that, that's what you got. Okay, of course it's missing axes, labels, and all that. If you wanted, you could add axis labels, but it's going to be a little time consuming to get into all that. So I'm going to let you just import that picture into your workspace, and then just give it a title. Okay, that's faster instead of doing it on GeoGebra, because time is also of essence. Okay, so I'm going to say plus sign insert into text area, and you say okay. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to um, I'm going to go back to the exam. Okay, and I have the graph over there. Okay, I want to title the graph. I can say what this graph is all about. Okay, now what I want to do is I also want to have a second graph. I also want to show you how to do a say a box plot. Okay, so again the same thing. I'm going to just pick day 0. Okay, I'm going to pick day 0, Command C. I'm going to go back to GeoGebra. Um, Actually, I already have day 0 there, so maybe um, sorry. Okay. Now I want to do a box plot for just say day 0. Um, for how we want to see how spread out the data is. Okay, so I'm going to click. When I'm on the spreadsheet, I get the spreadsheet icons. Okay, so I'm going to again just pick day 0, and I'm going to click on that. Okay, and I'm going to do one variable analysis. Okay, under one variable analysis, now I get a histogram. Okay, so what I really don't want a histogram, I want a box plot, so I'm going to go box plot, and there you go, I have a box plot. Okay, now again the same story. If I wanted this, if I wanted to see the 5-number summary, I would click on this sigma x, and it will show me the 5-number summary. 6 is the number of data points. That is for 6. I might have selected accidentally 6. There should be only 5. Okay, um, and we don't want this lowercase sigma or this s or sigma x or sigma x square. We know the minimum is also not hugely important because it's already in your data table. The median, you want to probably use the median for your discussion. If you wanted, you could even write down your Q1 median and Q3. Both the minimum and the maximum are available in your data table. So the 3 important values that you probably want are Q1, Q2, and Q3, as well as the mean. Okay, you can also copy that down in a piece of paper and then type it into your sheet. Now, again, if you wanted to insert this box plot, this is what you do. You'd go to yeah, if you don't want outliers, you can also say, you can click on this symbol here. Okay, I'm just going to slide this out of the way. Okay, and you can change your graph. You can look at your box plot, show outliers or not show outliers, and you can remove automatic dimensions, and you can set your own dimensions. For instance, if you find this box plot is too tall, you can make it shorter by choosing your maximum to 8, and then you get a shorter looking box plot and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to copy this into the graphics window. So copy to graphics view, and there it's copied. Now again, the job on this is done. I'm going to minimize that. This is also minimized. Actually, I can even get rid of this by just clicking on that. I don't need it. If I need it, it's there. Okay, and I'm going to also click on that to get rid of this side menu over here. Okay, and drag that out of the way. Drag this out of the way. Okay, and I don't want to scatter plot alongside with this box plot. So if I look at my tool menu, I have the box plot with a list over here. I'm just going to hide that. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to hide that. Okay, and I just want the box plot, so I just have the box plot here. Okay, so I'm going to have that. Minimize this, but this doesn't look very neat. So again, you should be on the graphics menu. If you're looking at this menu, then click back here, come back here, click on this icon, graphics view, I'm going to click on the x-axis and then drag it so that it looks better. Now the value shown here, 808, is the median. Okay, so that is the median uh, of the 5 data points that we used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there were 5 data points. Okay, just double checking over here. I should have, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why I have 6, but probably I accidentally selected this point as well. But let us look at the data values. I have B2 to B7. Okay, so B7 shouldn't be there. Okay. I've not done this before, but let's see if this works. Okay, and all right, so that, yeah, I've accidentally selected B7. I got rid of that. Okay, and this is my box plot. Okay, of, we can try this again one more time. We go here, go there, one variable analysis, and then come back over here. Okay, double check. I still happen to have 6 data points. I thought I selected only 5. Okay. So it's always good to double check your values. Okay, so I still have box plot for 5 values, so that is good, and that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, and here's my box plot. Again, if I want this uh, into my report, I can go into the screen tool. I can get the image. Okay, the image is loading, and then I can say add to the report and say okay, and then it's in the report, and I can go back to the exam mode and minimize the question paper, and it should be over here somewhere. Okay, so it's over there. Okay, I can make this smaller if I wanted to. I can move it wherever I want to. Okay, I don't want it there. Okay, so I'm going to move this here. Okay, so that is one of the instructions that I want to make this, keep this short. Okay, I'll make a second video to show you stacked box plots and how to draw scatter plot for 2 sets of data. Okay, right. Thank you. Bye bye.